What's going on, everybody? My name is Aiden and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, this was not the type of video I thought I would be making today. This is not the type of video that I thought I'd be making at all. And ladies and gentlemen, with breaking news, maybe by the time I upload this, it won't be breaking, but the time I'm recording this, it is breaking news. Tom Thibodeau has been fired as the head coach of the New York Knicks just after reaching the Eastern Conference Finals, losing in Game 6. They decided to let go of their head coach, a head coach that Bulls fans are very well aware of. Head coach that has done great things around the league, a head coach that ultimately, at the end of the day, some may say, did very well with an underachieving Knicks team this season. To get to the Eastern Conference Finals is an outstanding place. And I guess we could say this as well, a head coach that was backed by his star player in their exit interviews. Was that the right move to do? You could probably tell from my demeanor what I think, but I'll try to be objective in this. That's all I can do, but some things just don't make sense, and I think this decision is one of them. Before we get any further, if you enjoy the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe if you are new, and let me know in the comments below whether or not you believe it was the right choice to see Tom Thibodeau fired from the New York Knicks. I can't believe this, ladies and gentlemen, in all honesty. But, alright, let's try to be objective here. So, I want to take you back to a time where Tom Thibodeau was the head coach of the Chicago Bulls. And sure, there were many grave mistakes that happened with Tom Thibodeau as the Bulls head coach. One of them involved our superstar MVP caliber player tearing his ACL in a game he shouldn't be out. He should never have been in the first place. And of course, that is a very big thing a lot of people will turn to as to why the Bulls may have got rid of him at that time. But ultimately, what I will tell you is, whether it's with the Bulls, with the Timberwolves, with the Knicks twice, Tom Thibodeau has done incredible things in the NBA. And it's one of the biggest regrets I think the Bulls have made, firing Tom Thibodeau, because I'll put it to you this way, we've not found a head coach that's taken us anywhere near the same level since. I'm pretty sure since Tom Thibodeau was fired, we've got maybe 1 or 2 playoff victories under our belt. Maybe it's 3 with the Fred Hoiberg team that made the 8th seed against the Celtics. You know, that's what we're dealing with here. Someone that, as soon as he left our organization went downhill. And now you're looking at, obviously, what happened with New York. A team that made the Eastern Conference Finals. A team that, you know, maybe they should have won the Eastern Conference Finals. They have the better team, in my opinion. They have a really good, talented roster. But ultimately, they fell short. And it is what it is. But I think it's their first Eastern Conference Finals in like 20 years or something like that. And he gets fired because of it. I'm sure there are many reasons why this was the case. I'm sure they had long and hard thoughts. I'm sure there were many interviews amongst the New York Knicks organization to discuss what the situation is. But ultimately, no matter what you can put it down to, no matter what decisions and reasonings they have, this is a big risk. And I still think this is the wrong decision. Let's talk about why I think this is a big risk. So, recently, again, another team that did something similar was the Denver Nuggets firing their head coach. And ultimately, it turned out okay for them. They made the second round. They took the OKC Thunder, who's in the NBA Finals, to 7 games. And they walked away as losers, sure. But considering that they fired their head coach like 3 games before the playoffs, ultimately, I think you could consider that a successful season for Denver in the rebuilding phase. But New York were much more underwhelming than the Denver Nuggets in the regular season. There were a lot of games where New York did not live up to that measure. But when push comes to shove, what they were able to do in the playoffs meant something. It means something. And Tom Thibodeau's blueprint in that team is all over the place. How they wear teams down defensively and how they even play offensively as well. Tom Thibodeau to the key. It's exactly what he's done with a lot of organizations, and it sucks that his identity took them to that finals and now he's not going to be there. And the big risk in that factor is, who is going to be next that can take on that New York Knicks team? Who's going to be the one that can take them to the next level. I'm not saying it's not going to work out for them. I think it's the wrong choice because I think any team and any head coach that takes a team to the Eastern Conference Finals, especially when no one thought they were going to be there, deserves another season to figure out the team and to figure out what is next and to get players maybe he wants to kind of, continue the rebuild, continue the structure of the New York Knicks team. He deserves another season to do that. But the big risk is now you're going to have to find someone to do that for him. You're going to have to find someone with their own ideas and their own style of play and their own unique identity. And you're going to have to hope and pray that there's a lot of players on that team that can fit this individual's identity. Because there's a lot of players on that team that are not going to be leaving the New York Knicks anytime soon. So can a head coach just walk right in with that team and go back to the Eastern Conference Finals with a different style of play and with a different identity? Maybe the identity is not defensive orientated. I mean, heck, two of their best players are not the best defenders in the world, yet they somehow managed to be one of the best defensive teams in the league. What happens if there's a head coach out there that doesn't prioritize defense as much? Do you know how worse the Knicks get because of that? So I'm genuinely baffled. And I have more questions than answers, but that's what New York now need to figure out. That's their big risk. Will it work out? Well, I honestly don't know. Out of recent times with, acquisitions with guys like OG Anunoby and amongst other players in the league, Karl Anthony Towns, recently acquired from the New York Knicks, they've done some interesting and worthwhile business. Maybe they do have someone in store that can come in and make the New York Knicks the powerhouse that they need to be for not just one season or two seasons, but for multiple seasons to come. Maybe their head coach is in place already. Maybe they know exactly what they're doing, and then all of this will become invalid. This entire video will become invalid if that's what happens. But my fear is New York, a team with a fan base, as toxic as it may be sometimes, it's a fan base that wants and probably deserves at this point, considering how bad they have been for so long, to see winning teams and winning players and winning culture. And I'm worried that they got rid of that culture from Tom Thibodeau a bit too early. But with that being said, all the best to Tom Thibodeau in his next adventure. Again, there's no doubt in my mind, if he wants another job in the NBA, there's another team waiting for him. And I'm sure he'll do just as well there as he's done all over the place. But it's very difficult to see someone that actually works so well with a team. Like if it wasn't the Bulls, man, like the Knicks fit Tom Thibodeau to a T. It's exactly what the Knicks should be. And it's hard to see someone that works so hard at something and probably feels like there was something in there for him. And now it's all gone. Taken all away. All the best, Tom Thibodeau. It really makes, again, New York is not a team that many people like anyway, but I really enjoyed the New York Knicks this season. I really did. I enjoyed their never say die attitude. I mean, they came back from 20 plus points against the Boston Celtics twice. Unheard of stuff in terms of the playoffs. To come back down from 20 points twice is ridiculous. And yeah, sure, they let go of the game against the Pacers by 20 points. They did choke that one. But regardless, man, they did some good things. And I liked their identity. I liked their attitude. I liked almost everything about the Knicks, outside of the fact it was the New York Knicks. And it makes me hard to like them when they do moves like this. But still, I'm trying to be as, I guess, unbiased as possible. I still think there's a chance that firing Tom Thibodeau will work out for them. And the Knicks need a plan. That's all I'm going to say. They need a plan for beyond this. Because if this firing was rational because they didn't win the championship this year when they had the chance to me, that's not good enough. He still deserved 1 year. He deserved 1 year for getting him to the Eastern Conference Finals. So, fire him in the middle of the season if you felt like he wasn't going to do a good job next year. But to do it right afterwards is insane. The NBA Finals hasn't even started yet and he's gone. It's heartbreaking, but life goes on, I guess. I'm sure he'll find a new job and I'm sure he'll find a new place to call home and a new team to get back to playoff glory. We'll see if he can figure it out. But thank you for watching. That's my video. Like it or not, hate it or not, it is what it is. I hope what comes next for New York, their team, whatever the case, their team needs to stick together. Big guys, big key guys like the OG Ananobis and the Karl Anthony Towns and the Jalen Brunsons and, you know, the Josh Harts, those guys have to stay in New York. It's as simple as that. And I'm very positive that will happen. So if the identity is very similar next year, of course I'm going to like the way the New York Knicks play again, because they're very entertaining. I will give them that. They're very entertaining, and I like the way that they play. But if their identity is going to go a full 180, Lord knows what's going to happen. Could be anything. It could be great. It could be miserable. I have no idea. I think New York Knicks fans are probably praying as well, because who knows what's going to happen next for their organization. But have a wonderful and safe day, everyone. I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. Take care, and peace.